Hello, and welcome to my channel. It's the Network Specialist. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. Everything I will discuss in this video is alleged and in my very own opinion, used for entertainment purposes only. Now, guys, as you know, I already did my own personal recap of the Sean Combs The Reckoning documentary. Okay. That docuseries was 4 episodes. So it's very hard to kind of watch it all, at one time. So I did end up falling asleep and I had to go back and finish watching it later. So it has been kind of hard for a lot of people to watch it. However, it's still number one on YouTube. Okay. So this documentary is raising a lot of money. They're earning a lot of money from this documentary. Um, so I was scrolling on Instagram and I seen Nino Brown's reaction to this documentary. Now, don't start me to lie. I don't know a whole lot about Nino Brown. I don't listen to gangster rap music. Um, you know, I don't know exactly who he is, but I'm familiar with Nino Brown and his son and, some things that, transpired. But anyways, why I love the fact that he did this recap and what he said about it and how he did such a great job recapping this documentary is because initially, according to the people in his comments, he was on Facebook really going in on 50 Cent. Hey, Mama Bees, thank you so much for being here. He was really going in on 50 Cent, saying that, oh, he shouldn't have made this, documentary about 50. Now, I'm just saying what the people said. I didn't see it. I'm not on Facebook like that. But according to his people in his comments, he was on his Facebook, saying that 50 Cent was wrong for making this documentary. And, he admitted he doesn't like 50. Okay. He says that he doesn't like 50 like that. 50 is messy, whatever the case may be. But I think after 50 Cent seeing what he was posting on Facebook, Nino Brown said that 50 Cent slid in his DMs and told him to go and watch the documentary. And he'll probably have a different opinion. So that's exactly what he did. So after watching it, like he was so shocked that he had to come back and he had to do a reaction to it. Okay, so that's what we're going to get into because he's actually, more in the lifestyle. So his reaction is going to sound a little bit different than mine, but he makes some very great points. He's hilarious as hell. So I'm going to react to his reaction. Let's go.
Something. I just watched that documentary, the one that 50 Cent put out called The Reckoning on Diddy. And that damn diddler is the devil. I wasn't gonna watch that shit. I said, man, this man hating on this man. But I'm glad he put it out because this exposed some shit that nobody knew about. Diddy is everything y'all thought Suge Knight was. R. Kelly is the PG-13 version of Diddy. Cause Diddy all the way X-rated. Not just that, everybody who ever worked with the diddler or beef with the diddler is either dead or in jail. Craig Mack dead. Black Rob dead. Heavy D dead. Andre Harrell dead. Kim Porter dead. Al B. Sure, mysterious illness, almost dead. Tupac, dead. Biggie, dead. Now, after watching this Diddy documentary, I also learned some shit you probably don't know. Diddy allegedly arranged the death of Tupac because he was jealous of Tupac and Biggie friendship. Tupac and Biggie was close. This documentary gonna show you that. They went on tours together. They was friends. Tupac made a personal trip with all his people to go support Biggie when he first came out. And it got so goddamn crazy that Diddy wanted to do business with Tupac. But Tupac seen right through Puffy. He knew he was fake, faker than a $3 bill. So Diddy feared that the truth in Tupac would eventually reach Biggie's ears. So he arranged several attempts on Tupac's life. Remember that time he got robbed and shot and they ain't take no jewelry or no money from him? In that goddamn studio, I think it was Quad Studio out there in New York? That was Diddy. And we all know how Tupac died out there in Las Vegas. That was Diddy. Then somehow, Diddy had a way of finding out all the snake shit that was going on in his camp when they wanted to leave him. He found out that Biggie wanted to leave Bad Boy and possibly, I said possibly, sign with Suge Knight and Death Row East. So the week that Biggie was supposed to fly to Cali to the United Kingdom to do a press run, Diddy canceled that very same flight that would have saved Biggie's life. So Diddy set up a party out there in Cali on Ops territory. And that's what ultimately got Biggie targeted and sniped. Once he executed Biggie, he planned to have Biggie the biggest funeral. But the price came back too high for him to spend on somebody that he considered a goddamn brother and a friend and somebody that he made millions off of musically. So you know what he did? Diddy charged the Biggie estate for his funeral and literally made Biggie pay for his own funeral. Now ain't that cold-blooded?
Hey, Paula, thank you so much for being here.
You just unalive your own partner and made him pay for his own funeral and you a goddamn billionaire. That ain't even the worst part. It get deeper. Diddy took Biggie paperwork when he died and rearranged his percentages so that he get everything and Biggie kids get nothing, allegedly. And Diddy also stole all the goddamn money his artist was making. He took that. He took all the money from them so he could become a billionaire because he was searching for money and power. He stole money from the Locks, Mark Curry, 112, Mace, and even Craig Mack were all owed millions and broke under Diddy watch. Craig Mack is not dead. And his ex-wife said that even though Craig Mack went platinum, they had to borrow money from family members to keep a roof over their head. And that ain't shit. It get worse. Diddy groomed his sons to be just like him. He even did dope and freakos with his sons. And I also learned that Cassie was only 19 years old.
Now, that took me out when he said that, but yes, I learned that in the documentary that not only did um P. Diddy do drugs with his son, he also did freak offs. That's the most disgusting thing that you can do in the world. I mean, that's kind of what they call incest. Like, that is weird as hell. Nasty work. Okay.
And Diddy was 36 years old when they were dating. He groomed her to basically become a bedroom robot and forget about her singing career. Cassie ain't never really needed Diddy. She was already blowing up on the radio before she started messing with Diddy. And she probably would have became a bigger artist without him. I also learned that Diddy had a bad dope addiction. And it came from the pills that the doctor prescribed him because at a certain point in his relationship with Kim Porter, they got into a big brawl. And she wound up slicing him on the goddamn wrist. So they gave him some perk 30s to goddamn keep that pain down. And that breeded a whole kind of dope. He was on all kind of eggs, all kind of mod. Diddy was on some shit. I also found out watching that documentary that Young Miami was a pawn Diddy used to get club ballerinas, you know them goddamn naked dancers, to come over to Diddy's house. Allegedly, Diddy was literally a fruity gangster. He had grown ass men that feared him because of his money and his power. And he had everything on camera, every
A fruity gangster. Where okay.
angle, even in the bathroom, he had a camera to watch people shit. He loved men, glazed donut holes. He loved to manipulate and whoop on women. I also learned that Diddy cared a lot about his image. He spent millions of dollars to manipulate and turn stories in his favor. He was a diabolical genius that understood how to control everything and everybody that wanted to make it in that industry through him. I also learned that Diddy and DJ Khaled are basically the same person. Two talentless men that use talented black musicians to make money off of them. But Diddy a little deeper. He went on the bright side, white side too. He was doing them people wrong too. Then it came. Diddy was such a horrible artist that it took him months to lay one verse. He had his writers mad because he wasn't able to say the verse the way they wrote it with the same emotion, same feeling, same passion. I also learned that Diddy say he was from Harlem, but he didn't really care about his own people. He didn't care about black people that lived in the hood, and he also felt dirty when his own kind hugged him and shook his hand. Go watch that documentary, it's gonna show you that shit. I also learned that Diddy talked about God a lot. But when you look at this documentary, you're going to realize that Diddy was a warlock that channeled demonic gods to try to get out of his legal issues. He prayed to some kind of God and he was controlling his son. He was saying, God told me don't do nothing, but you supposed to be doing something. God said you supposed to. He was doing shit like that. He was a real manipulator. And that came out of Diddy's own mouth. Now, I know y'all all thought that the son that looked just like his ass was the one on Demon Time. You know that one that be trying to act like he Diddy, the little miniature version. It ain't him. It's that Justin one that doing all them freako goddamn with his daddy. The one that don't look shit like Diddy. He turned him out. After watching that documentary, there's some.
And I'm going to say this, guys. I believe that the reason why P. Diddy chose to exploit Justin, or the one that he's speaking of, is because that wasn't Kim Porter's son. Okay. And allegedly, that might not even be his son. Okay. But he had a thing for Misa Hilton, whatever her name is, and she was messing with other guys. So he wanted to control her either way. And I feel like he used her son to get back at her. And he just did all these horrible things. And she kept trying to save her son. But the more he hung around Diddy, he just went down, and she was really trying to save her son. But how can you fight against somebody so powerful? Of course, your kids are going to want to go where they can have the lifestyle. I mean, this guy had endless drugs, endless women that he can have sex with. So obviously, he was going to choose his dad over his mom. And that must be really hard to watch as a mom.
People that I want to sit down and do an interview with, make sure y'all get in contact with me. Like Harv PL, Diddy right hand man, like Mary J. Blige. She been real quietly supportive of Diddy and never revealed what she saw. And I love to talk the Young Miami, the one that Diddy turned into the Black Cassie. She need to come to the red table. Let's sit down, Carisha, please. Farnsworth Bentley is another one that got a lot of rain up under his umbrella. All them people been quiet as a goddamn church mouse, and I still think that 50 Cent a goddamn hater because he released this documentary because that man was smashing his BM, but he only did 50 Cent like that. Diddy been doing it for a long time. Diddy slept with Tupac women. Diddy slept with Suge Knight women who finna buy them a $50,000 chain, buy all that. He was strategic by getting his enemies back through their women. So I still think 50 expressed the 50 laws of power and checkmated Diddy because he smashed his baby mama. But after watching this documentary, I got another perspective. This information needed to come out so we could know the shit that the people that's around him scared to say. And I also strongly believe that Diddy gonna be definitely getting convicted of a conspiracy to murder Tupac in 2026 when Keefe D go to trial. We ain't never gonna see Diddy as a free man ever again in life. It's over for the diddler. Now, I recommend this, and I don't know if you got 4 hours to spare, but a lot of y'all be rolling the blunt, hitting the lick and all that. Roll you up a blunt, pull you up some hen dog, and sit your ass down in front of the TV screen for 4 hours. I promise you this top 5 dead or alive type shit. This shit finna teach you some shit that you ain't never know about diddler. Diddy is everything y'all said Suge Knight was. Suge Knight ain't nothing like Diddy. Boy, he's soft compared to Diddy. Killed his best friend right in front of his ass out there in Atlanta. Boy, y'all need to go watch that damn documentary. 50 Cent put his foot in Diddy's ass.
God is
Y'all like this
good.
video, y'all make sure y'all share the video. If you don't got time to watch it, I just showed you a lot of stuff going on there. Here's the key part, but you still need to go watch it. God damn it, 50 Cent, boy, you're still a hater, but you did your goddamn thing on that shit, boy. Good job. We know business.
Y'all, he is so freaking funny, right? So again, I told y'all that he still think that 50 Cent is a hater, like he said, but he did give him his credit to say that he did a great job on the documentary. And the word on the curb is that there might be a part two. I'm like, God dang, we just sat through 4 hours. Like, how much more do you have? And I'm trying to find the comment. There's one comment in particular. I think I'm just going to go to my screenshots because I know I screenshotted it. So I don't have to go through all of these comments. But so basically, it's what I pretty much said earlier. Nino Brown said 50, the one who DM'd him to watch it before I judged him for putting it out. So I did. And I still think he is a hater, but I do believe Puff is the monster his people on that documentary said he was. I ain't changing my mind on 50. He's still a tender DC. Okay. So that's what he had to say about 50. But I mean, I'm just strolling through the comments. But yes, guys, if you have not seen this documentary, I suggest that you go and watch it. Hey, Cece, thanks so much for being here. Oh my gosh, Cece, you missed the whole video. So I know a lot of people still haven't seen it, which is why I kind of wanted to come back just to see if more people had actually taken the time to come see it, to go and see it. And I believe what's keeping people from watching it is the fact that it's 4 episodes. So, maybe it's something you can do over the weekend. And then y'all can let me know if y'all want to come back and talk about it some more. But I'm telling you, it is a great watch. Yes, Cece, I appreciate that. So, like I said, Nino Brown, he is not fond of 50 Cent at all. And he was going off on 50 Cent for even doing the documentary. But after he watched it, even he had to come back and give 50 Cent his props because the documentary is really good. I mean, I know we feel like we know everything about Diddy because we've been watching this play out on social media, in the courts for years, but there is still so much stuff that we just don't know. Okay, Paula said that her husband seen it and he said it was good. It is really good. So, even if you think you know everything about Diddy at this point, after you watch this documentary, you're going to be like, damn. And I thought it couldn't get any worse. It gets worse. And you're going to see the worst parts of Diddy when you watch this documentary. They didn't even hone in on Cassie that much in this documentary because we already seen all that play out in court. They didn't have to do that. They went back to the history. They covered the fact that allegedly he is responsible for the unaliving of Tupac and Biggie, who was very, very close. And you'll find that out in the documentary. And he was jealous of their relationship. And Tupac just seen through the bull because we already know Tupac. He was just very arrogant, very secure in himself. So it appears that people like that intimidate Diddy. So he was trying to separate Biggie and Tupac, even though they was doing shows together. They were really cool, whatever the case may be. So, I mean, it is so sad that he took out all of those legends. And just like Nino Brown pointed out, everybody that's still with us, that work with Diddy, had relations with Diddy, those people are so broken. That's if you're still on this earth. Because a lot of people that worked with Diddy or became an enemy of Diddy, they're no longer here to talk about it. Okay. So Mama B says she will watch this weekend. That'll be good because you can just carve out 4 hours because you don't want to do what I did. Start watching it late in the evening, round about this time or later, fall asleep. Then you have to go back and figure out, what part you didn't see. Because honestly, I don't even remember seeing anything about Carisha. So I might have been asleep on that part. I don't know because it's hard. That's 4 hours. So again, I watched it on the second, the day it came out, after I got through with my live. So I did fall asleep, but I got up the next morning and I continued to watch. And then I gave my commentary that same day because I was excited to watch. And it is a good watch, but if you're going to watch it late at night, you just might fall asleep. So try to watch it early in the day so that you don't fall asleep because you might miss a whole section and not even realize that. Because honestly, I didn't see anything about Carisha. So obviously, I fell asleep on that part. I don't know. But it is a great documentary. Again, it's, you know, number one on Netflix right now. And honestly, 50 Cent is an asshole, but the fact that he is really doing the damn thing, he's making these documentaries, he's putting our black actors in movies. Like, I love him for that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, nobody's perfect. You're gonna, have your issues or whatever the case may be. But at this point, 50 Cent, as far as I know, he's not dating anybody. 50 Cent is in his bag. So that's where he's at. So if you want to find him, you can find him on his page, either throwing low key shade or promoting all of his movies and his platforms. Okay. And to be quite honest, like, it's kind of getting tired of Tyler Perry with his overly sexual movies. I mean, if you ain't got nothing else to watch, they're great, but like, they have the same storyline. And for the most part, it's just exploiting people, especially women. So, I'm glad to see somebody else stepping up and keeping our actors working and just putting out some good stuff. So, shout out to 50 Cent. And I just wanted to come and bring you guys this reaction to Nino Brown's reaction because Nino Brown is funny as hell. Okay. You're not going to see me talk about him too much. I just happened to run across his reaction to the documentary, but outside of that, I don't follow him like that. But in this case, I think he did a great job, and he hit all of the points that I didn't hit because those are the things that he connects to, which is street life, gang, whatever the case may be. So I learned, a lot about, you know, that part of the documentary. And he could actually relate to these people because he know these people. I personally don't know them. Okay, I just know that they work for Diddy and he did their ass wrong. Nobody made anybody, nobody made any money after they signed with Diddy. He kept all the money for himself. And Cece said Will Packer releases also. Okay, some good production too. Okay. I know, is it Terry McMillan? She has a whole series out on Lifetime. Guys, I've been getting my whole life with those movies as well. So I've been trying to move around a little bit. So I noticed also with Lifetime, they used to just like rotate all of the same actors or whatever the case may be. But now I notice that Lifetime is making a lot of Black movies. And I love that for us. So I've been trying to give them some time too because, let me see. I watched, let me see. Mm, Um, Preach, Pray, and Love, and it has Regina Carter. That's how I found out about it. She's in that movie, and that movie is really good. And that have Lifetime, which you can get through Philo. Make sure you go over there and you look for those Terry McMillan Presents movies because she's doing her thing over there on Lifetime. So I think I watched about two or three of her movies over there on Lifetime this past weekend, and they were actually pretty good, especially the one that Regina is in. It also has Karichi Tran, if I'm saying her name right. It has what's that girl name? I can't think of her name right now. I haven't seen her in a while, but she popped up in that movie. She was I ain't even gonna try to tell y'all who she is. But anyway, go look that movie up. It's a good watch. Cause y'all know I be trying to keep y'all, watching some good movies. Cause a lot of people do like to Netflix and chill. So again, the name of that particular movie before I get out of here is Preach, Pray, Love. I think that's what it's called. And I'm gonna tell y'all what the movie reminds you of. It reminds you of Megan Good and her pastor husband. That's kind of like the storyline of the movie, except they used Karuchi Tran. So just think about their relationship and kind of what they went through a little bit. And that's kind of what that movie reminded me of. And Cece said, I saw Drew on a sitcom on Bounce TV. I have to find the name of it. Oh, okay. Yeah, Drew been out there doing her thing too. So, we never know what these people have going on, but a lot of them are doing, they're getting into their acting bag. And, shout out to them for that. So, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you did not like the video on your way in, please like the video on your way out. I got to get up out of here because I hear my timer going off and I got to go and cut my food off and possibly eat some dinner sometime in the next 30 minutes. Um, and yes, if you did not like the video on your way in, please like the video on your way out. And if you just happen to be catching the replay, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. And also drop down in the comments so that we can keep this conversation going. Thanks again for watching, and bye for now.